Did you know that 30% of apps get uninstalled in the first 30 days? And this number jumps close to 60% when looking at markets like Indonesia, India, Brazil, Vietnam, and Mexico. Imagine if you lost more than half the users you acquired. I'm Nicole, and I'm a senior UX researcher on the Next Billion Users team.
And I'm Neha, a product strategist on the Next Billion Users team. As a part of Google's Next Billion User initiative, Nicole and I work with teams across Google focused on making technology helpful, relevant, and inclusive for people new to the internet. To learn more about Google's NBU initiative, please visit nextbillionusers.google. Would you be surprised to know nearly 3 billion people got online for the first time between 2015 and 2022? Not only do they experience the web differently from those who came online before, that is on a mobile phone versus on a desktop, but some of them also face different constraints than what tech creators are used to, such as patchy connectivity, limited digital experience, low literacy, and low digital confidence.
They may be the ones who aren't using your app after the first install. It's not because the app isn't life-changing or it isn't worth their time. It's because they need support learning how to use it. There are a lot of things you can do to change the app experience for them and increase engagement along the way. But first, you need to know who they are and what stands in their way.
To illustrate that idea, let's imagine two of our neighbors, Maria and Joanna.
They are the exact same age, have the same interests, income, gender, education, and family structure, and they're neighbors. Neither of them have owned a smartphone before, and they're both anxious about breaking their new devices.
Now, wouldn't you assume they would use a smartphone the exact same way?
Well, that just wasn't the case. Within a year, Maria overcame her early hesitations. She explored her phone, she opened an online bank account, and found a new job at a warehouse through social media. Joanna, on the other hand, she's still anxious about accidentally freezing or locking up her phone. She only uses the internet in limited ways, and she relies on her daughter to teach her the basics.
Despite their identical demographics, these two women differ completely in their relationship to the internet and the way they would experience your app. That's why we need to build for their behaviors and needs. And there's an unexpected part to building a better experience for both of them. Build it for Joanna, and it's a win-win-win for everyone.
Yep, you heard that right. Believe it or not, when you design for users like Joanna, you build a better experience for everyone, including for Maria and your power users. And that's what improves open and retention rates around the world. Before we explain how to do that, let's uncover the behaviors and needs of users like Joanna and Maria. Their differences reflect the differences between two groups of people that we study around the globe: novice internet users and experienced internet users. Novice internet users, or NIUs, have low digital confidence, low digital proficiency, and can assume the web brings low value to their life. They often don't see the internet as useful or have the skills to realize its potential. Experienced internet users, or EIUs, are more confident using the web. They may have multiple devices, stable Wi-Fi, and could rely on their internet for work. Many of them, probably everyone watching this session, can't imagine their life without it. Our research identified two lists of attributes that can help you differentiate between NIUs and EIUs. Here are the most important ones. Can you guess which group Joanna fits into? And Maria? What do you think, Neha?
I'd say that Joanna is an NIU and Maria is an EIU.
Ding, 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 you're correct. And although all internet users fall on a spectrum, the vast majority fall into one of these two groups. We found that people's behaviors and needs are similar within each category, regardless of their other demographics and where they live. With your help and the right support, people have the potential to move up this spectrum and become more confident using the web. The questions we ask users to help decide which group someone falls into and how to build for them fall into 4 general topics. Is Joanna aware of your app's use cases? How much do your app's use cases overlap with Maria's own needs and aspirations? Does Joanna have access to devices, data, and Wi-Fi that are necessary to unlock the value of your app? And how frequently does she use the app and rely on it day to day? What's exciting is novice internet users like Joanna are anything but static, no matter how long they've been novice internet users. They could have just opened their first smartphone like Joanna, or they could use the internet regularly but in a really narrow way, like just to message a friend online or just to get directions when in the car.
We at Google have been studying users like Joanna and Maria around the world since 2015. We have learned what drives users to the web, for example, by buying a smartphone, and what drives them away from using the web, like uninstalling an app. We have simplified our learnings into an easy NBU usability checklist. In this checklist, you will see why people stop using apps and discover product design principles that can help you change their experience for the better. Today, we'll share 3 of these learnings and how to take action on them.
Number 1, low digital proficiency. We know that people with low digital proficiency experience apps differently than the people who built them. Technology can seem both hard to grasp and as if it were not built for them. Someone could look at the same screen you're looking at and see something completely different than what you intended, and it can be confusing. Let's say you look at the Wi-Fi icon for the first time. If you haven't seen the icon before, it could look like a radar symbol or even a fan.
What the heck is that symbol?
I know, right? What the heck is that? The good news is, the same way that visual signals and concepts can make it really hard for novice internet users to get value from the internet, they can also make it much easier too.
I couldn't agree more. Let us use the NBU usability checklist to understand this better. The first interface a user sees takes only a few seconds for them to absorb. And the design elements such as images, icons, and colors play a key role here. If images are not relatable, icons are meaningless, and the colors are not grounded in cultural context, the experience can confuse anyone, especially a novice internet user. As developers, we often assume that everyone experiences the internet and apps on our phones the same way. That's not always the case. For example, design elements like motion and navigation, tapping, swiping left versus right, pulling a window down, etc., that are second nature to a lot of us, are not hard-coded into everyone's system. We recommend reviewing all your design elements and asking yourself, is there global recognition of these design elements for people around the world? And is there universal recognition of these design elements across all levels of digital proficiency? Ensuring both gives NIUs a better experience of your app and increases engagement rates. For example, Google Lens enables people to use visuals to search and understand the world around them. When the user opens the app, they see a white button to capture the picture they want to search. The user might not understand this is an interactive element, or even that this is the camera shutter. But by adding a pulsing motion to the button, the Google Lens team was able to guide users that they need to tap this button. Now, once the user captures an image, Google Lens takes some time to understand and analyze it. During this period, a user can feel confused or even anxious that they might have done something wrong or that nothing is happening. Google Lens team added a gleaming motion which helps the user understand that Google Lens is in a searching and loading state. Visuals play an important role in nudging users towards desired actions. Use them wisely to encourage users to interact with the most important elements in your product.
Number 2, low value perception. Developers can build a life-changing app, but that doesn't mean a novice internet user can see its value. When novice internet users attribute what we call low value perception to an app, they don't see its tangible working benefits in real time. They lose motivation to learn how to use it. If you're not seeing immediate results and you're not reminded of the long-term benefits of the app regularly, the value you attribute to it drops. And if the app is complicated and hard to use, it's even harder to imagine using it regularly. With an app, the same thing can happen when there's low value perception, plus usability or design challenges that make it hard for people to learn. Neha's going to chime in with how to fix that problem.
A user's first few interactions with your product are crucial. That's when they're likely to get stuck. But if they can understand the practical value and the impact of your product upfront, they're much more likely to keep using it. Building value begins even before a user opens your product. That is, with your marketing and marketing message. For example, Google wanted to show people in India that Google Assistant can answer questions through voice interactions. In the Bolne Se Sab Hoga campaign, which roughly translates to do anything with your voice, marketers showed people that they can use the mic button and their voice to ask just about anything. How do I open a bank account? How do I get a job? Or even how do I get to the moon? Once users opened the app, they were reinforced with similar messages during the uploading process. That messaging also included visuals that showed them what to do to get the response they wanted. But don't stop there. To ensure that your product is used to its full potential, drop in calls to action that lead users to tutorials and help center. The best feature discovery is ongoing, and great apps weave it into every experience, ensuring that people keep opening and using your app.
Number 3, low digital confidence. For billions of people, buying a device to access the web is an expensive investment that they save for over a long period of time. The last thing that they want to do is break the device. If you're a novice internet user, you don't necessarily know what will make an app work and what could make it stop working. We call this trait low digital confidence. Low digital confidence means that people are far less likely to explore new capabilities or experiences in an app. A novice internet user may even know the app is important and that it can help them, but their fear about doing the wrong thing can outweigh their motivation to use it.
When was the last time you started something new? Maybe you tried a new workout, met new people, or began a new job. While that's exciting in many ways, new situations can also bring anxiety and lower your confidence, especially if you're not familiar with the environment or what to do in it. Imagine you walk into a room full of people you don't know. They're speaking a language you don't understand, and you have no clue about where to sit or stand. If someone called you by your name, spoke to you in your native language, and gave you a map on where to go next, you'd feel much more confident. I know I'd be a lot less likely to run out of that room. It's the same thing with new experience in an app. You can show novice internet users around and help them gain more confidence. Personalize the app using privacy-conscious signals the user has given you permission to use, like location, time of the day, and device type. Give the user some basic options to personalize their experience even more. Ask their name, what language they'd like to use, and any preferences for non-text mode of communication. Offer guidance on where to tap and how to engage with the app further. For example, Google Chrome gives its users the option to experience their UI in a language of their choice. Being able to navigate Google Chrome in a vernacular language and terminology has helped users feel more comfortable with it. Because of this, users have been able to explore some of the more advanced features, such as settings. Next, our research shows multilingual users prefer different languages in different contexts. To support this behavior, Google Chrome gives its users the option to select a separate language for the UI and multiple languages for the content. This allows multilingual users, like me, to consume world news in English and browse local news or recipes in our vernacular language. And finally, to encourage users to explore the app, Google Chrome also provides starting points in zero state, including trending topics, icons of the most popular websites, and a discover feed with news and articles. A positive and personalized introduction to your app goes a long way towards giving people the confidence they need to make it a comfortable habit.
We've already mentioned one of the findings of our research. By building for novice internet users, you actually help these users transition to become experienced internet users. You get people comfortable with using your app, and they get more comfortable with the internet as a whole. That's what Google Lens, Google Assistant, and Google Chrome have done by putting these ideas that Neha described into action. That helps everyone, and especially people like Joanna around the world. The more that Joanna increases her digital proficiency, boosts value perception, and strengthens her digital confidence, the more value she gets from the internet. And the more value she gets from the internet, the more she'll use it, and the more advanced she'll become as a user. If you can unlock that positive spiral, Joanna would probably answer those 4 questions differently. Of course, there are benefits for your app, too. Doing this can help you get higher, more consistent engagement, lower uninstall rates, and new power users who are loyal to your product and spread the word across billions of people who are NIUs and billions more who are just coming online for the first time. And there are benefits for Joanna, too. The more people like Joanna can use the internet to enhance their daily lives, the better their lives are. And isn't that the point?
Being online is an overwhelming experience for everyone, but especially hard if you're still figuring it out like novice internet users. The first few interactions with your product can make all the difference in keeping and re-engaging all your users, including Joanna and Maria. With the NBU usability checklist, we believe you can transform a high uninstall rate among an emerging group of users coming online. And you can even guide them to become your power users and grow your community around the world. Visit nextbillionusers.google to discover more insights about novice internet users. There, you can download the full NBU usability checklist to make your product work better for everyone, everywhere. Our Next Billion Users initiative aims to create a more inclusive internet. We invite you to watch our other NBU sessions, Build for Everyone, The Importance of Representative Data, and Africa's Booming Developer Ecosystem on demand at the I/O website under the NBU tag. Thank you for listening.
Thanks!